Alright, let's talk power clean and front squats and the front rack position. The hardest part about the front squat and the power clean, actually there's lots of hard stuff about it. The hardest position for a lot of people tends to be the rack position with the elbows high, with the wrist fully extended, and elbows and extra shoulders and external rotation. And what makes it so difficult is typically lots of different things, but for a lot of males, mainly guys, have difficulty having enough tightness or too much tightness in the chest, the lats, and the long head of the tricep, and the external rotators of the shoulder. So it's an entire complex of tissues that makes it difficult to hold the front rack. And even for me, it's still quite difficult. Although I've made some considerable progress, the biggest problem I have right now is elbow pain, because a lot of elbow pain stems from poor flexibility in the wrists or overuse in the wrist, which causes issues in the tendons in the elbow. In this case, you can see how I rack it onto my shoulders, push my elbows up, and the thing that takes a kind of a little bit of a load, or hell of a load, is the medial elbow because of the position of the wrist. And I'm essentially stretching my wrists. I'm doing light weights between 95 pounds and 105 pounds power cleans, and then kind of adding in some front squats, which you'll see later. The hardest part is everything, in my opinion, but I'll say that if you're having trouble with the front rack, there's lots of Kelly Starrett mobility stuff you can do, and stuff I have on my channel that I've shown, that I've learned, and stuff that I keep doing, but there really is no substitute for actually doing the movement, because ultimately it's being able to be not just flexible in that position, because a lot of women can be in this position. A lot of females have tendency to have less, not too bad shoulder flexibility, whereas guys tend to have very poor flexibility in the shoulders, or have a tendency to have, at least, is that it's having the strength in that position, to have strength in the front rack. And that can mean strength at the forearms or the wrists. That can mean strength in the external rotators. It could mean strength in the thoracic spine, being able to hold the weight. A lot of the time, what I've learned with doing front squats is that another hard part, another big challenge if you want to front squat heavy or clean heavy, is that you got to be able to have really good ankle flexibility, in that case dorsiflexion. And why is that? Because it allows you to get more knees forward while keeping your heel on the ground. Allows for better balance, better leg drive, and of course, not so much tear or not so much of a beating into the knee. Because that's the biggest challenge. Because when you go down, see me go here into a front squat, the biggest issue is having the knees make sure they track outwards, and then the knees go a little bit forward. And when the heel begins to come off, or there's not enough flexibility in the ankle and you're just forcing it, what ends up happening is that your knee will have to kind of twist in kind of an awkward angle, or it'll have force on it from the inside typically, or your lower back will have to kind of make an adjustment. But then if you're strong and you built a lot of strength base and you really worked on the movement, not just front squats and power cleans, but also everything else, just being a strong athlete in general, you'll be able to do just about anything and tolerate anything. So that's kind of why I want to be able to do Olympic lifting, because it's just something that will kind of make me a more well-rounded strength athlete. I could probably progress much faster in powerlifting if I just did more accessory work, but the truth about it is Olympic lifting is kind of fun, and I think it's just kind of a different skill. And if you've never done like cleans or power cleans, or power cleans in the right way, I should say, by using the hips. Like after doing this workout, I basically did one repetition every minute. It took me about an hour, did like 50 or 60 reps, and basically practice, because this is my deadlift meet week. In hindsight, this could be probably a bad idea, but we'll find out on Sunday. I'm looking forward to getting to the point where the weight is so heavy that I have to maneuver myself faster around the bar, which basically means pull myself down by using the bar to push myself underneath the bar. Because right now the weight's so light, and I have enough strength at certain weight points where I can basically just not just power clean it pretty good with the hips, because of having a just strong deadlift, but also just being able to muscle it up with my back and my biceps and my forearms, and just be very aggressive with the jump, so that way I don't have to go down as low. My big goal is to be able to power clean 315. I don't know about a full clean and jerk and whatnot. I'm just taking one step at a time. I will say 315 probably by maybe a year from now. That would be kind of a goal. Could be too aggressive, but we'll find out. It just kind of depends. I got my deadlift goal, 600 pounds by the end of the year. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See my progress, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.